Hey, hey, Arrows Edge community. Great to see you guys today. Happy Friday. I am so excited to just bring you our special guest, Jessica Wilson. She is a phenomenal client of mine. She is a financial guru and a super mom extraordinaire. We wanted to talk a little bit about putting the puzzle pieces together. Jessica, tell me your story a little bit. Tell me a little bit about what brought you to the place where you wanted to make changes in your life.
Sure. So I've always been a career woman, and in early 2020, right before the pandemic hit, God called me to stay home with the kids. And He had put a burden on my heart to write a book and to tell my story of transformation and all the things that I've been through. And so I knew that I wanted to take time to do that when I got home. But then the pandemic hit, and then I was homeschooling three of my four children at home. And then it was just chaos. And I worked a little bit on things and I built some stuff, but I didn't actually make much progress in those 2 years that I was home with the kids. And so over the past year or so, the burden has been heavier to get my message out, to do something to fulfill this calling that God's put on my heart. But my list of things to do was just enormous. And I shared it with Rebecca, and she was like, "What?" So, my list of things to do around the house and my family and my church and in my ministry was overwhelming. And I was so scattered, and I didn't really know where to start. And, as much as I knew about, balance, as much as I knew about, how to stay organized, I was very organized in my list. It was well organized list. It was just impossible to get to. It was impossible for me to figure out what to do next or how to get from point A to point B. And so I was stuck a lot in a rut of decision paralysis and overwhelm and just fighting fires and staying reactive and not being proactive, not being able to make progress towards the things I needed to do. Spent all day busy, not doing anything on my list. And so it was hectic and crazy, and I was feeling frustrated and discouraged. And at that point, that's when I connected with Rebecca, and she was very gracious in offering the coaching services that she provides. And in that process, all of the different elements of life, the different parts of our human existence, and putting all of those together in such a way, like a puzzle, that helped me to see the path to get from point A to point B, and in a way that I couldn't do on my own. I knew about point A, I knew about point B, but I didn't quite know how to get there. I needed that foundational step. I needed that guidance. And that's what Rebecca provided for me.
Yeah, girl, you are not alone in that. I hear it all the time. Like the word busy is a huge word that I would say everybody in the United States would have going on in their life. And I also hear this like this pathway of I'm fighting the fire that's in front of me today. I'm just trying to cross things off my to-do list today. And what happens is we're just so stuck in those things that we never really get to those dreams and our God-given destiny, because that's what's funny. Those are the really crucial things, is going towards our dreams, towards our destiny, towards our calling and our purpose. And we get stuck in this day-to-day monotony by accident because we're so busy fighting fires. And so we have to learn to put the puzzle pieces together. I love how you said that. We're going to put the puzzle pieces together. So I'm both completing my task list and I'm pursuing my calling and my purpose in the earth. I love that. I love that so much. So tell me a little bit. What was your biggest breakthrough? I really, that there's over 800 people on here. They all want to know, how do we get this breakthrough? So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I had to get off the hamster wheel somehow. I knew that I couldn't just keep in survival mode and doing what was right in front of me and never actually making progress. I knew that God had placed a calling on my heart, but even so, I wasn't dreaming big. even so, I didn't have, the courage to ask for more or to want more even. And so through the process of the coaching, I think one of the biggest breakthroughs I had was acceptance and the the permission to take care of me and the things that I needed to do so that I could better take care of the things that God has given me to do, to take care of my family and to do things for others and to build this ministry. I had to put some pieces together in myself and give myself permission and acceptance for that. And I think that, as much as I can read self-help books and study and do all the things that I know to do to help myself in those areas, I still didn't have the pieces of acceptance that really came out of that personal coaching experience. And I don't know that there's any other way to get that.
I feel that way too. Actually, part of the reason why I love what I do so much is we have really, in this day and age, we've gone to this time where it's podcasts or books or go to conferences, and the list goes on of different resources that you can glean from. But what I did not have when I was being raised up was somebody who would get in the trenches, walk with me, and speak directly into my current situation. And so, my goal is to really be that person for others. So I hope that I was able to really do that for you. So, you've been out of coaching for, I think, probably a month now. We finished and you're moving forward. Where are you now? Has this been something that has carried fruit that goes forward, or did it end there?
No, absolutely fruitful. I know that where I'm at right now in my life is a season of preparation. And we talked about this when we were in coaching. That's my word for the season that I'm in, is preparation. And truly, the coaching, when it happened, was at exactly the right time, because it prepared me to launch me into this new, season that I'm going into, which is the kids are back in school for the first time. They went back on Monday. I have the school day to do so many things that are needed that I have not been able to take the time and the focus and the attention to do and accomplish. And if I had been dumped into this time where I have this block of time every day, if I'd been dumped into that without that season of preparation, I would not be productive with it. I really wouldn't. But I have the tools I need now to really do what I need to do and to make the best use of that time. And I'm even just since Monday, I can't even believe how much I've been able to accomplish this week. And I've still taken time for me. I've still taken time to do what is fun. I've still taken time to recharge my batteries. And I've still accomplished way more than I ever would have if I had just been dumped into this time. I would have spent so much time just like doing nothing and wasting so much time, because I wouldn't really know how to put the effort in the right places in balance. And that's what the coaching really taught me, is how to balance things in a way that is productive for everything, for every area. It all feeds into the whole. It's a very holistic approach. So, yeah.
Girl, I love that you are saying that you're carrying forward that time to actually recharge and to have fun. I remember we talked a little bit about, you're navigating fun for your entire family, but that's not necessarily the fun for you. So you were able to put in a strategic thing in there to make sure that you're doing something that's fun for you. That is something I really had to learn as a former workaholic, recovering workaholic, is that I had to do that too, of like, fun is actually that birthing place of vision. And so if I'm not having fun, my vision is quenched, my focus is not on, it actually changes your life just to go, you know what, I'm going to do something that I am having fun. And so that is one thing I'm really committed to do, is like, let's really create the understanding that fun is a need, not a want.
Yeah.
in balance, of course, not to be lazy. But most of my clients, none of them, they're not on the lazy side. They're on the I'm doing so much, I'm burnt out side. So how has that fun like affected your life? Just inserting that.
Well, this was a hot topic with us in coaching because I'm married to the fun guy. And my husband is the life of the party, and his personality is bigger than life. And he is always doing something fun and spontaneous and taking the kids to a concert or going to the pool or let's go here, let's take off for the weekend, let's always something. But that is not always fun for me. And it's not always because the go, 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 never having time to rest, never having downtime, never having a time to reset. That's not fun for me. That's work. And vacation was just a vacation for them. It was never a vacation for me. I was working, stressing, taking care of the whole time. And it's not relaxing for me. He gets to relax while I take care of stuff, but I don't get to relax. So it's not fun for me. So when she was talking about fun, I was like, I am sick of the fun. I want some downtime. So, trying to think about what is actually fun for me, I've put so much of that on hold, and I haven't I haven't sat down and read a book that I wanted to read. I haven't, done something like, started a new crochet project or something just for me, not for anyone else, not because someone needs something or someone wants something, but just for me, and being able to do things for me and crafting and all those things and taking long walks without anyone talking to me and things that really recharge my batteries. Having a girls' night with a friend, these are things that I put off because I felt guilty leaving the kids or leaving the kids with my husband or, whatever it was, because we were always doing something. I felt like I'd had enough fun that I shouldn't ask for anything more, especially if it was just for me. And so going through the process of evaluating that, digging deep, understanding what was causing me to feel that way and how I was really actually resenting the fun time with my family instead of being present and enjoying it because I wasn't taking time for me. And so now I schedule in and make sure that I'm balancing fun for me. And it helps me to be present and, enjoy that time that I'm spending with the family because I know that's their fun time and I want to make that as fun for them as possible. And so it's really helped in so many ways to bring life back into the balance of things.
That is amazing. And since then, I noticed on social media you started a Bible study online. You're really heading out strong as a leader in your church, and you're really getting all that alignment is happening, isn't it? It's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. It's beautiful. So, one more question: what would you tell someone who's considering working with me?
Well, my biggest hesitation when you contacted me about this and we connected over the coaching opportunity was the cost, because I was, again, anything that's just for me was like, no, we already do like so much, and no, I can't do anything just for me. And so it was a big step for me to ask my husband for the money to do this, but he was so open to it. And I am so glad that I invested that to be able to have that opportunity, because I really was in a place of disorder. I had ordered disorder and I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know how to make it all fit and work. I had all the pieces, but they weren't put together. So being able to go through that process with you has been so productive for me. And my whole outlook is different. I'm able to do things in a much more assertive way. And I feel confident doing it because I know what's gone into it. I know what else I have lined up and I've prepared for that. And so I walk in things confidently and I'm able to be very purposeful and, intentional in what I'm doing. And it's not haphazard. It's not reactive. It's proactive. And if I hadn't gone through this process, I would probably still be in the hamster wheel. I would probably still be, running as fast as I can and not really making any progress. And I'm just so glad that I took the time to, pause out, do the hard work, and get to a place where I can actually move forward.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so celebrating with you. I just love watching like you step out in different areas in your life, and I love watching just how you have gone from like tight shouldered to just kind of really having a rhythm and a just you're embracing life and you're facing it courageously, and you're really I've seen so many breakthroughs in you. Is there anything else, like any other things, like if you would love our listeners to know?
I just encourage you to reach out to Rebecca if you are feeling stuck. I mean, really, she is the unsticker of people who are stuck. She is amazing at not telling you what to do, but helping you figure out what you need to do. And it's in you already. The answers, it's in you already. And one thing that really was revolutionary to me was something Rebecca said to me early on in the coaching. And she said, heaven has an answer for this. So seek heaven's answer. And I was like, well, that is brilliant. It's not unknown. There is an answer. I just have to seek it. There's a right answer out there. I just have to seek it. And so, I had gotten so stuck in certain circumstances where I was trying to figure out what the best, decision to, direction to go on something. And I was just stuck and I was feeling hopeless and helpless and all that kind of stuff. And there's an answer out there, and taking the time to seek that was revolutionary, honestly. And another nugget I want to share is, when we are so busy doing other things, we don't have the time to do what God has called us to do. And that's something that Rebecca taught me too, is that my list of things was so long, but I had told her that I had a calling on my heart. And she was asking me, what are you doing towards that? Well, I don't have time to do that. Well, God gives us enough time. He gives us the resources. He gives us everything that we need to do what he's called us to do. And so what am I doing with that time? I'm doing all this other stuff. I'm not doing the things that he's called me to do with the time that he's given me. I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. So helping me to refocus, reprioritize, and put things back in the right order so that I can do the things that God's called me to do, and help with saying no and help with saying yes and all those things, just the confidence, because I know what I'm supposed to do. And so the unsticker of stuck people. That is my new.
I love it. I receive that. Oh, that's all. Like for me, you're hitting my sweet spot of like, because a lot of people are like, I'm too busy to work on myself right now. I'm like, no, that is the moment we realize that we need to work on these things.
Yes.
So it's like, peace be still. Let's run at this wholeheartedly. Let's find heaven's solutions. Let's make a plan. Let's see the breakthrough. Man, that's some really great things that people you guys who are listening, you can apply that and really, like, let's link arms. Let's do this thing together. It is always better together. I think that one of the things that's really missing in our culture today is that actually being poured into by a human. We're being poured into by our apps or our YouTube, but to actually have somebody that will focus on your unique situation and bring you forward. It is my honor and pleasure I love my job. That's all I would say. Because I get to work with people like you, Jessica, and want you really just step fully into your identity, doing life on purpose. That was your big theme. I need to do life on purpose. I loved your word, ordered disorder. Now it's ordered order. And so you're doing life intentionally. You've got a plan set. You know how to get done what you need to get done while still walking towards that destiny. And I know there's still that book in you. I cannot wait to see when that book gets published. That is going to be amazing. And I'll be there to celebrate with you. So How about everybody, if you can, go on and encourage Jessica, give her cheers in the comments below of all the amazing things that God has done in her life. And just remember that you're also a daughter or son of God, and He will do for you what He's done for her. And so grab onto that story, grab onto these concepts, apply them to your life, and watch that breakthrough happen. So I bless you guys. I have a fantastic weekend, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll talk to you later.
Thank
Bye.
you.